Hi. I'm incredibly fucking sick and tired, but I can't sleep. So that also means I'm incredibly bored. And this is pretty much the only thing I want to do right now. Dude, my eyes look like they're blown, but I promise you, my pupils are small. Like, this looks very concerning from a distance, but I'm fine. I have like nothing interesting to talk about, so I'm probably gonna think of random weird shit that comes to my head. One, I realized that I like rock concerts like very much. Just went to my first one ever, and hopefully the first of like millions. On top of that, I fucking love dancing in rock concerts, but unfortunately I move around way too fucking much. So that's not good. Um I didn't hurt anybody, of course, but like, yeah, my friend held on to me pretty fucking tight so that I wasn't like hitting anybody, which was, I'm grateful for that. Uh on like I close my eyes, and sometimes I'm like patting myself so I can feel the beat of something while I'm listening to music. But also, I was like further back. Two things, two problems with that. Back there, people do not really do much. They're not as active. So I was like one out of like maybe 16 other people within that general outer ring who were moving like I was. And it was just awkward to look at. So that's another reason why I was closing my eyes. But on top of that, I I'm short. I'm 5'2", and I know some people think females are supposed to be short. I'm actually quite insecure about that because I feel like that's like a hindrance on that's a hindrance, and I don't enjoy it. If I were like 6'5" and could dunk on niggas, that would be chef's kiss, actually. But yeah, dancing around a group of people who I'm assuming don't enjoy dancing or don't typically enjoy being perceived in that way, not really fun for me to look at. So I had kind of had no choice but to close my eyes. Like, not the entire time, of course, because like I saw a spirit box, and oh my god, that woman, what a woman. Now there were two other bands playing. I can't fucking remember their names. I'll probably put it somewhere in the video later. But basically, love them both, and I'm gonna have to listen to their most recent albums because they slapped, and I was actually pretty fucking surprised that most of the people there weren't like as loud about those bands. And I can only assume it's because they didn't really know them, because they were just kind of like opening, I guess. But that's not really relevant. They were good though. That's what I'm just like, I can sing any of the words because I've never heard of these bands before, like, TikTok. But I'm like these people, I can only assume that they must know something about them. Whatever. They just weren't vibing it with it from where I was standing. I don't know. I don't really care. I had fun though. Like from start to finish, I just enjoyed the show and the colors. Now, I have seizures, but I don't have like I don't necessarily have light sensitivity, I guess. Like light sensitivity issues. I have some, but it's more likely that they'll cause headaches. And if I get enough headaches, then it might lead to a seizure. But that's not important. But yeah, I was enjoying myself. I was enjoying myself a lot. Definitely gonna stand closer to the stage. My friend was a little bit worried that if we did stand closer to the stage, that I might get caught up in some unfortunate activity, like a mosh pit or just people moving around too much, like I was next to me. And yeah, I'm a disabled person, so that's not exactly safe. And yeah, definitely not safe. But yeah, I'm, at the very least, if I'm not gonna be directly close to the stage, I gotta be like close enough where I can see, and two, so I don't feel awkward as fuck standing next to a bunch of people who don't also dance. But yeah, otherwise that happens again, I'm just gonna be stuck closing my eyes, and then whenever I open them, it's peeking through a tiny little space that flickers in and out, phases in and out of my line of sight because there's a bunch of tall bitches in front of me. No hate to tall people, but I hate you guys. And I'm just genuinely not interested in being that far away because literally literally that sucks. Not being able to see sucks, babe. It sucks. Another thing, definitely gonna start painting more. Decided to take some naked photos of myself and gonna paint those and hopefully sell them for a quick buck. It's not gonna be quick, but hopefully sell them because I don't know. I love painting people and I love painting faces. I love painting people and I love painting faces, but you know what I love painting the most? I love painting nudity. And the unfortunate truth of that is no platform likes nudity anymore. I swear to fucking God, after Tumblr got rid of porn, everybody else was just like, yep, fuck the porn, fuck the nudity, fuck the sex workers, fuck everything fun, fuck joy, fuck life, fuck living, fuck love. Yep, fuck net neutrality, basically. And that means I cannot post sexy nude art anywhere I want, which sucks ass. And I'm not even in that. I'm not even into eating ass, so I don't know what that's about. Also, so oh yeah, so basically, I'm gonna post it. I just have to censor the fuck out of it, which is not fun. It's not fun. I mean, the only good thing about that is that I don't have to worry about somebody stealing the original artwork and just going like, well, why would I buy it if I can just look at this? Like, because I want it to be priced fairly high, like decently high. It's my body, of course I want it to be priced decently high. Um, and I love sex workers and everything. Me being interested in that type of stuff was like, it's always been like very limited though, because I don't want to actually show my naked body and my naked face in like raw together. Like because like people are weird. You know, it's one thing if it's like a literal object, like a literal painting. But if it's like a fucking like a literal candid photo of me, I remember somebody like talking about how they got into sex work to help pay their bills, but most people don't understand that it's truly not that fast of money. Which, hello, like, yeah, we know, but even if it were, she was literally like, yeah, I've basically showed my ass, and my ass is all over the internet, and it was just for $5. Like, yeah, that would make anybody feel like crap. Like, sex work is literally no different than like joining the military to me. You will feel like crap because they don't pay you shit. They don't feel like shit. They don't pay you shit, and you will feel like shit for dirt cheap because you're literally signing yourself into slavery. And even if you are an OnlyFans person or whatever, Fansly or whatever, like like you're not like by definition a slave, but by concept, by way of concept, you become some sort of like sexual abuse victim because that's what they are like. People will literally harass the fuck out of you just because they think that's all you're about. They think you like sex, and so they only approach you for that, for like the end of time, which is annoying. It's annoying because sex is great. Sex is great. Sexual things are great. It's a part of life, and that's like one of my favorite parts of life. You're not taking that from me, of course, but like that part in particular, not for the weak, and I am for sure weak. I'm for sure weak. Like I I like people and I love people. I love learning about different types of people, but people are also incredibly scary and incredibly terrifying and dangerous. Like I I cannot stress enough, like people tend to have a specific perception of me because of the way I act, talk, and think. Like, and a couple of reasons for that is because I'm not neurologically normal. Uh, but personality wise, you know, because of everything that's happened to me, I live out of spite, purely out of spite, and I'm like running on fumes, and those fumes are literally the brand of spite. That's the best way I can put it. I genuinely have no interest most of the time in like catering to something normal unless it's paying me. So it's just like in my free time, of course, I'm gonna read fan fiction. It's gonna be smut. In my free time, I'm gonna look at porn, and then of course, it's going to be um, unusual within reason. And I'm gonna like write pornographic shit, and I'm gonna draw pornographic shit while also wearing like pink and stuff and looking like a fucking teenager against my will. That's another weird part. This is another weird part about it is just like I'm well aware that I look like a child to some people, and it throws me the fuck off every time they remind me, because I'm also well aware that while they're saying that, they are attracted to me. And it's weird. It's like I kind of wish they wouldn't say that. I kind of wish I didn't know that, but I'm also it's too late. It's too late. And not to sound conceited or nothing, not to sound conceited or nothing, but like people are very obvious. They're very fucking obvious, you know, with the way they look at me. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes it's welcome. Unfortunately, like even if it's welcome, it becomes uncomfortable when I'm very well aware that I look like a teenager to them. I'm 25. It's not fun to think about. But yeah, that aside. Oh, yeah. Like, I also understand how fucked up the porn industry is. I flip flop back and forth between thinking that it would be better if it was ran by women for women, but it's just no. Like I can't even 100% throw my eggs in my I can't 100% throw all my eggs in that basket anymore because I've met women. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm 99% of the time I'm for the girls. I'm on the women's side when there are like societal complaints. I check in with the women for the females, for the queers, the gays on the female femme side. I'm checking for that first because, unfortunately, they would know better than anybody, right? But some people use that to their advantage. I've noticed that some people, very few, very small amounts of women who do that, but some do that, and not a fan, not a fan. And I genuinely think that because sex is such a vulnerable state and such a vulnerable concept, I'm not too confident that if society were just to like hand over the industry to women or females, like that it would get better. I think it would just turn into a different type of toxicity. I think the only way to perfectly fix that, or at least perfectly start fixing that, is to one unionize and to outlaw um, sex-based discrimination, like sexual activity, I guess. Like, you should not be able to financially discriminate against sex workers. There should also be like, you know, strict, and I mean strict guidelines for like sex-based OSHA guidelines or whatever. I don't know how to phrase it perfectly. But yeah, I think that's the only way we start there. I think that's the only way we start with like making that better. Whatever. Anyway, another thing, I started writing again. Um, yes, of course, like I said, I primarily like writing sexual shit, and I usually like writing fan fiction. Like most of my inspiration comes from like other things that I think, oh yeah, these characters would be really cool if their dynamic was like this. And if I could put them in that dynamic, I would feel better for like 2 seconds before I abandon the fan fiction. Anyway, it was the Umbrella Academy fan fiction, but I was more interested in like Five and Dolores, so that's what I wrote about. And that's pretty much primarily what's in my drafts that I primarily want to focus on. Um, I know Dolores is a mannequin that he um, projected onto because he was so fucking lonely in that desolate wasteland. Whatever. Um, I have a permit and it says I can do whatever the fuck I want. Basically, the handler gave him this mission to just look for something. And the reason why I wrote it like that so far is strictly because that's how they sound to me in the actual show. Never read the actual comic book, but the show that they adapted it into, that's what I'm interested in. I rewrote Dolores as like a black girl from Morocco, I think, and basically she is that version of Dolores is the thing that he's supposed to be looking for. And I wanted it to tie into season 3 where um Five was telling Victor, like, be careful, you know, like, stop stop acting like you can't do anything wrong just because one, you were a victim of abuse, and two, because you're all fucking powerful. Like, yeah, we know Victor's probably the strongest one out of the 7 of them, right? Doesn't matter. Yeah, he definitely got the shortest end of the stick, arguably. There's like there's like a couple of them that definitely got the shortest end of the stick. Allison, I feel like she was fine. She got whatever the fuck she wanted because that's the nature of her power. And unfortunately, I don't like that they do that to black characters, but whatever. The reality is that her character was weird. Was weird. It's a bit of a tangent, and I'll digress in a moment, but she tried to rape her brother. Like, racial weirdness from Netflix aside, she definitely did try to rape her brother with her power. She definitely did rape her husband to get a child. She didn't deserve that child, so her freaking out that she lost Claire, weird. Don't care. Anyways, back to the point. That's what the fanfiction is about. Just Five, Dolores, and the handler, and some other sad stuff. Because, you know, the Umbrella Academy is a sad, angsty story. But, anyways, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Saw Chainsaw Man. Denji deserves a happy ending, but I just know we're never gonna get it. And I have to admit, this kind of ties in with the Umbrella Academy, but it's mostly about, I guess, anime, but maybe this could be about stories in general. Very tired of angst with no happy ending. And you know what? I wish TV shows like that, like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, the Umbrella Academy, shows like that, I really wish they were more like fan fiction writers who have enough courtesy within them to warn readers, hey, this is angst with no happy ending. This is hurt comfort, but the comfort will be for jack shit because you'll still end up sad, and then you'll run back to the real world just to check and make sure that the actual thing that you're reading fan fiction about is okay. The thing is, Chainsaw Man is an original story. Jujutsu Kaisen is an original story. You know, so you can't just run away from Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and the Umbrella Academy to something better to reassure you that these characters are fine. No, that's the reality that the writer chose to create. Because fuck them and fuck us. Fuck me and fuck you too, basically. Whatever. And yeah, the only solution to that is fanfiction. So, like with fanfiction that's sad, you run back to the happy thing. That's to make you feel better and reassure you that that's not actually the story and that it's not actually the reality of your favorite thing that you're participating in fandom for. But with shows like that, Umbrella Academy, Chainsaw, Jujutsu, it's just sad. And because the readers and the readers, the writers, the artists, and the consumers are crackheads, they want to perpetuate that. They want to make it worse. So they will create sad shit on top of the already sad reality. So fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Bitch, I have depression. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that I have depression. And sometimes these shows, these storylines will literally push me so fucking close to the edge. Do you know, I feel like I almost went into psychosis again because of fucking Umbrella Academy. Because what the fuck was that last season? This is not what I was originally talking about. I mean, it kind of was. I was talking about the fan fiction, but then I started talking about Chainsaw Man. Back to the point. I felt like I almost went into psychosis again because of the Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy. Because why was the last season like that, babe? And it's not, see, what pisses me off about fandom sometimes is because I feel like a lot of you dumb bitches have the wrong opinion. No, none of the shit that happened in the final season was so far removed from anything else in the season previous. All that stuff would have made sense if they had more episodes. But no, they crunched it into like 6 episodes, I think. And like, all of these are great plot points. Like Lila and Five falling in love, great plot point. And it also makes fucking sense. Why did it happen like that? Like, I think like either an episode or two before the final episode, where they essentially all have to hold hands and die. Like, why would you do that? Then on top of that, what the fuck was the point of them, like, not having their powers for most of it? And then, like, what the fuck was the whole Durango? Like, why add that shit in if it was just gonna lead to them meaning that they need to die or something? That was so stupid. That was so stupid. And it's annoying because, like, there are certain parts where in the show where it's just like, that would have been perfect to build an entire fucking arc off of for like years. But of course, we get the same old lame ass excuse with Netflix. It just wasn't in the budget. Why do they keep saying that? You lying assholes. Everything is in the budget. Everything is in the budget. They are robbing the cast and crew. That's what's happening. And that's why I can't get what I want. I never get what I want. I never get what I want. Netflix, die a slow death. And by that I mean I want the company to go bankrupt. And I want all of my favorite stories to be released to something better. Honestly, the whole fucking point of these streaming services was so that we didn't have to have ads and cable TV and annoying ass satellite problems. Because then you just have to rely on Wi-Fi. And if that wasn't there, you could just download shit from the fucking streaming service without having a shit ton of VHS tapes and DVDs and whatever the hell just crowding up your fucking living room in the little DVD stand or the VHS wall or whatever the fuck. Like, you bitches were supposed to make those things obsolete. But now I keep coming across, like, people talking about, hey, you should start buying hard copies of your favorite shows and stuff because they're probably not going to be there even though you paid full fucking price for it, plus tax. Bitch. Who the hell has the room for that? Who has the money for that? I have enough money for 12 bucks a month, sometimes 20 bucks a month, if I'm feeling bougie enough. If I'm feeling like, you know, like royalty that day. Like, I don't want to go back to VHS tapes and DVDs. I don't want to have to go back to collecting CDs for a fucking car. No. No, I cannot function without music. I cannot function without my special interest. I cannot function without my background noise. And they're making all of my things that I need to fucking function expensive. Do you know how often I wish death on people daily? I know better. I know how to act. But do you know how often I wish death on people? Capitalism makes it very fucking hard to not wish death on people. When I don't have my things, when I don't have my shit, stop taking my shit. Stop making my shit expensive. Stop making my shit cost too much. Because now I don't value human lives. You understand that? Like, stop making my food expensive. Stop making my entertainment expensive. Stop making my hobbies expensive. Stop making my work expensive. Stop making my healthcare expensive. Stop making everything expensive. I'm ranting about something else almost entirely different again. Again, I literally had nothing to say. I'm bored. I'm bored, and it's just snowballing into bullshit, and bullshit, and bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Life is fucking bullshit right now. I should be able to walk around naked whatever the fuck I want. That's pretty much all I want to do all the time. Like, I don't want, like, I want to be around people when the amount that they annoy me is like very minimal. Very minimal. Sometimes I just think like, oh my god, don't fucking annoy me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. And then I think, okay, whatever. That's life. Life is being annoyed. And then they just take it a step further, and then they just they test they test how well therapy has worked on me. Because of course I'm not violent usually. Most of the time, like 99% of the time, I'm not violent. Like, someone would have to really back me into a corner for me to feel violent. But it's more about the passive desire for somebody to just disappear. That grows every day. That grows every day. Why? Because I don't have my things. Netflix keeps canceling my things. And then everything that I enjoyed when I was like a teenager, now it has a bunch of ads on it. It's riddled with ads. And so I have no fucking patience for ads. I don't have patience for speed bumps. I will literally let that shit destroy my car if I need to because I have no patience for it. That's how bad it is. I'll wake the whole fucking neighborhood up because I let my car smack down on a bullshit ass pencil thin speed bump. That's how little patience I have. I used to rip my fucking teeth out when I was losing them because I had no patience. I have no patience for ads, babe. Like, I have no patience. I have no patience. And everything is so fucking expensive. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. I'm tired. The thing is, like, shit like this, it makes it glaringly obvious. Glaringly obvious. Like, yeah, I enjoy working for things, but I'm not supposed to work this hard. Nobody's ever supposed to work this hard. I shouldn't have to work this hard to be patient with people. I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't like having to wait for things. I don't like having to wait for money. I don't like money. I hate money. I hate that I need money to get what I want. That's like a middleman to me. I want to go to point A to point B, but needing money is like going through the whole fucking alphabet just so I can feel comfortable. I'm irritated all the fucking time. I'm angry all the fucking time. I'm pissed off all the fucking time. And then, like, most of the time there's also something happening. Most of the time there's also something happening at the same time for me to be distracted from it. And I don't have to care about the annoyance because then it just levels me out. It balances me out. Like, if I'm being physically active, I don't have to care. That's why I like working so much. Like, yeah, I'm in pain all the time too, but like, I don't have to care because, like, if I'm moving, I don't have to think about it, and it's fine. But then I have to sit with the thought that somebody royally fucked me over. And then there are other people who don't realize that they're piling on top of that. And I realize that I have to pay for shit that I would never have a problem paying for if if it didn't take away from all the other shit that I have to catch up on. Didn't cause these problems, but I have to fix them. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves with life right now. I didn't cause this problem, but I have to fix it. I didn't cause YouTube to have ads, but I have to deal with it by paying for no ads because I have no patience. I didn't take away the porn from Tumblr, but I have to deal with it by looking for the underground accounts wherever I can, I guess. Didn't write shit for the Umbrella Academy, but gotta rely on fan fiction for me to enjoy a modicum of the final season. Like, I can't even rewatch that shit. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. It's literally as bad as like fucking BBC Sherlock last season of that. And then, like, the fucking the gay thing aside, you know, it's just the principle. Like, why would you write it like that? Because, like, everybody was like, okay, fine, they're not gay. Why was it written like that though? Because, like, in my opinion, it's a bad story if it's not gay. Whatever. It's also badly written in general. Like, the seasons prior, you can enjoy it regardless of the gay undertones. The final season, which straight person could reasonably enjoy that? Like, do you read books at all? Please, like, quickly. That was terrible. That was actually terrible. The editing, terrible. The color, lighting. I'm not a cinematographer, so I don't have the perfect words for it. That season looked like dog shit, though. It looked like dog shit, smelled like dog shit, sounded like dogs shitting. I hated it. I hated it. And that fucking coffin scene, forcing what's her name to say, like, forcing a fucking Sherlock to say I love you to that woman. For what? Like, and then the whole dead sister thing, it was stupid. It was stupid. I have no frame of reference for that whatsoever. And I have no interest in ever looking at that shit again. Every couple years it cycles through that people used to watch it and they love it and they miss it and they wanted to come back and be redone and done better, basically. I don't care. I don't care because, like, none of that will mean anything to me unless the bitches who wrote that final season come out and apologize and publicly admit that they were just scared. That maybe somebody threatened them to write that garbage. Whatever. It's not. That wasn't even one of. See, snowballs. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things are pissing me off lately. Oh, I was talking about how I enjoyed a concert and then I enjoyed Chainsaw Man. But then it snowballed because I was just like, yeah, Denji's sad. He's not having a good life. And he's probably not going to have a good death either. I think this is my theory, and I don't know shit enough about the manga. I just know that this is my theory, basically. This is my theory is that it's going to end with Denji dying. And I'm gonna go out on a weird limb and assume that Denji dying is gonna have something to do with Pochita being separated from him, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it because again, I don't know anything about the manga, but yeah, I think Denji's gonna die. I think he's gonna die a virgin actually. He's either gonna die a virgin or die getting raped by a dude probably, and that's gonna be worse because like the fuck ass part of it is like he's been like sexually assaulted by women before, but like all he wants is to be with Makima, who is a fucking predator, by the way. Like, I don't think he's ever gonna get his happy ending. I have no hope. I have no hope. I have no hope for this show. Like, I swear to God, I have to take like really long breaks from shows like this. Because it doesn't destroy my mental health like some of them have before, but it does a number, babe. So yeah, I have to chill out on those. Started reading a new manga though. I think it's called Mujina Into the Deep. Yes, beautiful artwork. Out of pocket storyline though. I'll talk about it later though, because I'm getting annoyed with having to hold my camera above my face. I do have like a kickstand to hook my fingers into, but it's hurting my hand and my arm, and I have enough chronic pain as it is. So yeah, I'm done.